My God today. My God today. Welcome back to Music and Moods, where we talk about music and we discuss and work through our moods. And y'all, I know just last week I was saying how I do not care about this rap beef anymore between all these rappers. Chris Brown and Quavo, I just don't care anymore. And then Kendrick, on a beautiful Tuesday morning, like the psychopath that he is, decided to drop a 6-minute diss track. You know what's crazy? Because I have notes. I have tons of notes, and we're going to dissect this beef. You want to know what the original topic of today that I was going to talk about? Have I outgrown rap music? Because and that question still stands. Have I outgrown rap music? And just all the things that make rap music, like the disrespect towards women being like the center of it, the capitalism, the over materialism, the bravado, and like it's just getting really fucking repetitive. And then Kendrick Lamar drops one of the most creative, well thought out, articulate beefs that has ever been dropped in rap history. And I'm not just saying, like, first of all, I love Kendrick Lamar. I'm not a number one of none of these niggas because they all are disappointing. But this is art. This is art. This man showed you, this is why I'm a Pulitzer Prize winner, and this is why you was a bitch. Oh yeah, I'm mekalolita. Hey y'all, how y'all feeling today? I'm feeling hot. It's summertime and shit is starting to heat up, and my favorite Gemini has come out to play. The name of it is Euphoria, which I think is very interesting because I feel like Drake, when he did the AI beef and made it as a Tupac voice, I think that was an attack on the West Coast, but also an attack on Kendrick, because everyone knows that Tupac is Kendrick's biggest inspiration when it comes to rap. And also, I think that he was trying to take a lot of things that Joe Budden was saying that Kendrick should respond to in his podcast and trying to say it and get ahead of Kendrick talking about the things such as these grooming allegations, because you got a lot of them, friend. You got a lot of them, friendy. And Euphoria, if you guys don't know, Drake was EP for Euphoria. He was an executive producer, at least for the first season. He is in the credits. I know that for sure. And it's also interesting that he just posted the definition as the cover because it's a feeling of well-being and elation, basically showing Drake that, one, this shit ain't stressing me out none. I'm fucking Kendrick. And I thought it was funny that in the examples of how you use Euphoria in a sentence, it says Tuesday series winning victory, and he dropped it on a Tuesday. I thought that was very clever. Ha, see what you did there. And I'm interested, will Kendrick drop something else come Tuesday? Because he did say back to back in the song, it said I'll come back to that. The beginning with the latest and greatest introduction, I loved it instantly. I know that probably scared some people, like, is this nigga finna rap over the sweet sounds, the seductive sounds of Teddy Pendergrass? No, there were beat changes. However, in my opinion, if he would have did that whole diss track over latest and greatest, I personally would have stand. It's almost like he was like, they're there, young Drake. I'm gonna pull you in slowly. This is 6 minutes. It's gonna be a journey, and I'm gonna take you on a ride. So in this rap beef, I really feel like Kendrick did an amazing job at pointing at all the insecurities that we have seen manifested from Drake throughout the years. Like, Drake really does want to be accepted. That's something we could always tell, from being too soft for the women but not being hard enough for the men, and then he's biracial. I'm too white for the black kids, too black for the white kids. The whole acceptance thing of being a mulatto. I have 4 black grandparents. I do not understand that plight, my brother. Okay, but some people have that issue, and I wish you well in therapy on your journey. The bar about Tommy Hilfiger stood out, but FUBU was never in your collection. In the 90s, it was this whole thing that Tommy Hilfiger, he was a brand that was popularized by urban black youth, making it popular, wearing it. We looked good. We looked so good in Tommy Hilfiger. It's such a vibe. And then he came out and said, like, oh, that's not the type of audience that I really want to wear my shit. Everyone thought that he was very racist for saying that, so they stopped wearing his shit, went on to Polo, and then a lot of people went on to FUBU, for us, by us. Once again, a very black brand, saying that that is something that was never in your collection. But Tommy Hilfiger was more your thing. basically taking more jabs at his half whiteness. Then he ended the intro of the track saying, "Don't tell no lies about me, and I won't tell no truths about you." Because basically, I like when it comes to Drake's diss track, Drop and Give Me 50, I listened to it once or twice. No, I only listened to it once. I listened to it one time, and there was really nothing in it that stood out. I thought a lot of things that he was saying, much like the J. Cole diss, was things that he may have felt about himself or criticisms that things had said towards him. Drake don't got no classics. I don't think Take Care is a classic. I'm so sorry. I never fucked with Take Care. Like, Crew Love, that's about it. But other than that, I hated Take Care the moment he sampled Back That Ass Up. If you want to keep it 1,000, I think Drake's best project was If You Read This Is Too Late, and also Certified Lover Boy. That's a good damn album. That shit had me on a chokehold. I don't know how well Drake's projects are going to age over the next 10 to 20 years. We don't know. But Kendrick has classics, things you can go back to and listen. Like, I don't know. It's just my opinion. I know there's a lot of people who are like, all hail Drake, he's the greatest. I don't be on my knees for no man except mine. Anyway, so then the beat changed, and then we go into this harder beat, and it's like, okay, we picking up some steam. Oh damn, shit starting to get serious. We in act 2. How does a diss track have 3 acts? This nigga had so much, like, there was so much production and engineering. Like, everything Kendrick drops is like so intricate. Like, of course, a nigga not, like Kendrick Lamar is not gonna drop a diss track in like a day or two. He probably could, but for his mind and how he operates, like, I could very, like, this, if, because I was like, yeah, what? A verse on a song, okay, cool, that's easy. But a whole diss track, what the fuck is Kendrick gonna be talking about? And then he drops this, and it's just sensational. I love it so much. I could not stop listening to it. I listened to it like 8 times in a row. It took up my whole damn morning. So he goes on to, my favorite line in the beginning of that beat change was, "Dementia must run in his family, but let it get shaky, I'll park his son." Did you get it? Park his son. Park his son. I'm so sorry to the community of people who life is affected by Parkinson. I love y'all. I was just trying to make sense. I'ma just move past the medical stuff. Okay. Then the next line that comes up, and I'm just pointing out lines that stood out to me. "I can't let a Canadian nigga make Pac turn in his grave." So it really feels like that there's this West Coast versus Canada beef. Like Canada Coast beef happening. Let's cut it. Ain't nobody scared of them niggas. Like, there is nothing a Canadian could say, do. First of all, y'all have a reputation of being kind. And then at this point, if West Coast decides to take this all the way, y'all gonna be bullying. Y'all gonna be bullying them. Let it go. Let it go. The 6 ain't asked to be the 6th. They didn't ask to be hard. They don't want to be in this mess. Okay? So let's not turn this into like another coast to coast beef. We already know the West Coast will win by a landslide. There's no other rappers in Toronto that could really like, or Canada as a whole, that could really just like help. And then anyone from Canada, he kind of got beef with. He's beefing with The Weeknd. Like, I don't know what's going on with Drake. I really don't understand what's happening with him. It's been weird for the last few years, and it's getting to a point where I think everybody else in the industry is like, we really kind of sick and tired of your shit, and it's time for you to pack it up. I personally feel like this is the perfect time for Drake to go into acting. I am a huge fan of Degrassi. I've always thought Drake was a great actor, very charismatic guy. He could do rom-coms. Like, he could totally take the Will Smith pivot. This is the perfect fucking time. Just stop. Just stop. You not hard. Okay? You're not hard. Stop. Then the line, 3 goats left. I see 2 kissing and hugging on stage. I love them to death. And in 8 bars, I'll explain that phrase. And then 8 bars later, this nigga said, I pray they my real friends. If not, I'm YNW Mellium. YNW Melly, if you don't know, is a rapper who is very famous for the hit classic song, because I don't care what anybody says. That is a beautiful damn song. He made the song Murder on My Mind. He is currently in jail right now fighting a case for allegedly murdering his friend. And in the song Murder on My Mind, he talks deeply into detail of how he did it and how he felt when it happened. Yeah, so J. Cole still gonna catch a couple strays. J. Cole called a little like, sit your ass down. You do not want to be a part of this. And at this point, I'm kind of happy J. Cole sat down, because I think a J. Cole and the Kendrick beef would actually hurt my feelings. I think Kendrick, again, would tear J. Cole ass up, and I think J. Cole knows that too. And I just don't think that, like, you look nuts for apologizing after you dropped the diss, but I'm happy you apologized, and I'm happy you took it back. I wish you would have never said nothing at all. This was never your fight to begin with. Once again, 3 GOATs left, 2 of them kissing and hugging on stage. That's clearly aimed at Drake and J. Cole. You caught your little J. Cole, just leave it alone. Don't say shit else besides peace, love, and right on. Another thing that stood out to me was inheriting Pharrell's beef. So yeah, that was the line in there where Kendrick was basically talking about, how dare you go with Pharrell? It's cause right. Bitch, it's Pharrell. And I'm actually still pissed off about that. I'm happy, Kendrick, you brought that back up. It's fucking Pharrell. How the fuck could you go at Pharrell fucking Williams? Skateboard P. What? He don't be doing nothing nobody but designing shit, seeing sounds and shit. This nigga has never tried to come off like he one of them type of niggas. Why would you try to go at him? Pharrell does give like the nigga from the hood that's doing good in school, but you got the other little street niggas want to bully him. And then you got the OGs that's like, nah, man, don't even fucking play with him like that, man. Hell nah, man. Y'all want to go at some niggas? Nah, nigga, come at me. Nah, nigga, come at me. Do. Like, it gives that kind of energy. And if that's the case, valid. Pharrell, protect Pharrell at all costs. Drake likes to take shots at producers. I think that's very lame. I'm trying to stay focused on this beef, because if you start talking about how the layers and the inheritance of beefs, this could just go into a whole nother derailment, a long ass conversation that I just really don't feel like going down. The DMX reference, I hate the way that you talk. I hate the way that you walk. I hate the way that you dress. And if you guys don't know that, DMX, R.I.P. Earl, one of the greatest of all times, was on The Breakfast Club. He did an interview where he basically just talked about why all the 50-11 reasons that he hate Drake, which is a lot of reasons that a lot of rappers are coming out now saying the same thing as to why they dislike Drake. But yeah, what I really love the most is that throughout the entire song, he talks about how he really pokes at a lot of Drake's insecurities as far as like the type of women that he dates, the way he dressed, the way he talked. What is it, the braids? Like, he discussed the accents. Like, he really tap danced on a lot of Drake's insecurities, which to me made this beef excellent. These are a lot of insecurities that have come out on Drake over the years. I just really like this diss track. This is a good diss. He goes on to say, I like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he acts tough, which no one does. No one really likes when Drake starts to act tough. Like, it comes off very fake. It comes off very fraudulent. Like Kendrick also said, you can, imitate the heritage, but you cannot imitate the violence. Like, you can sag your pants, you can wear your hair like us, you can talk like, and when I say us, I really mean African Americans as a whole. You can go to our different popular cities and, do the accents and have sex with the women. But when it comes to that good old American violence, there ain't no other country. We are the most violent people in the world. And I do not say that with pride, but it's unfortunately true. Like, that is something that you cannot imitate at all. Drake, you are a child star from Toronto. You are not like that. And we have known this for years. We really do, as a culture, prefer when you just make us dance. You don't gotta talk tough. You don't gotta talk tough to the niggas. You for damn sure don't gotta talk tough to the bitches. You don't, friend. Just Kiki, do you love me? Are you right? Like, let's get back to that. Or if you really just don't want to ever get on the mic again. Because me personally, if Drake was to never release another song, I would be okay. We would be okay as a people, but I would be okay. I would be the most content if Drake was to never release another song. Like I said, he has so many other talents. You are a performing arts kid. Then he goes on to say, you're going to maybe bring back Puff. Let's see if Chubbs really crashed something. It was very...
Don't make me call Portia. Oh, Jesus.
It was very that. It was very, don't let me call the nigga that supposedly put hands on you. Allegedly, there was a beef because Diddy has denied it. There was a beef between Drake and Diddy. There was an altercation that was had over the 0 to 100 beat. 50 Cent talks about it on the Breakfast Club interview. All these things on the internet. But Drake was allegedly assaulted. And so that was him. That was Kendrick just being like, don't let me call the big bad wolf because we know you scared of him at the end of the day. Then once again, like Rick Ross, Kendrick takes a shot at the fact that Drake allegedly has the BBL, which, I mean, again, we knew. Like, it wasn't like one day we saw Drake with abs and was like, oh, he's so fine. Oh, Drizzy. Like, no. We were like, what the fuck is going on? What are these lines? He was looking like Charles. Y'all know Netta, Miss Netta and Charles. After they got their body done, that's what Drake was giving. He just had the lines, but it really wasn't like the shape. Like, we can tell. We can tell. Moving on. Yachty can't give you no swag. I don't care who you hang with. That kind of is aiming at the fact that, so apparently Yachty has written a lot for Drake. They have been working together a lot. Their friendship has gotten close. I do not think this was a shot at Yachty at all. Yachty, sit down. This was not a shot at you. He was just saying he don't give a fuck who your friends are. Valid. Shut it up. This was not about you. Don't say nothing. You are fine. Okay? Okay. And it's funny too because in Drake's diss track, he was talking about how so many people, like, I'm the one reason why they gave you a number one. And that's the thing. When it comes to hip hop, as I stated before, no one really gives a fuck. We, in the rap culture, we never really truly care about number ones in Billboard because when it comes to the industry, they have kind of, when it comes to the industry and what the culture wants, Grammys, Billboard have 9 times out of 10 always gotten it wrong. Always. So we just, as a community, just really never gave a fuck. Then he goes say, I hate when you say the word nigga. He goes back and said, I hate the way that you walk. I hate the way you talk. I hate the way that you dress. I hate that you say nigga because you half white and you shouldn't be saying that word. I never cared. I never cared about him saying the N-word, but he did in that text message call Rick Ross racist, which that was very white. So maybe you can't say the N-word. Yeah. If Rick Ross being racist, you can't say the N-word. And them just facts. You can't say that word anymore. Like, this is really truly the perfect time to go to acting. Or go the one dance route. Like, just do dance and EDM. Like, there's so much more money in that lane. There's so much more like worldwide, global. Like, you can still get bitches. Like, you can still party. You know, be free, be yourself. Like, you don't have to put on this rapper cosplay. I know they call you the boy, but where's the man? Because I ain't seen him yet. Whew. I really think that was a great bar, especially a great comeback jab at the whole, what is the prince to the king, his son. Not saying I necessarily agree with that, Mr. Aubrey. I don't know you for real. I'm just going off of what I've seen as a consumer of both artists over the years. After he says all of that, now we're at the 4-minute, 30-second mark of the song. And then he said, I ain't even bleeding him yet. Sir, you just talked about this man's family, his friends. You called him a boy. You told him he can't say the N-word. I took notes. And you talking about you ain't even really got to it? Okay, mind you, there's another beat switch that happens. So now we're in Act 3. We're in Act 3 of the song. And he says, Sir Aubrey Graham, I believe when you stand next to Sexy Red, you see 2 bad bitches. I'm listening to Rich Baby Daddy differently now. Like, I don't nothing beside of me. Cause I need. Don't that sound like a bad bitch? Let me stop, because it's starting to sound biased. I'm not moving right along. So, Sexy Red, that wasn't a stray. You should just really, I love you, Sexy. That was not a stray. Don't say shit about Kendrick. He was technically calling you a bad bitch as well. That was not a stray. You should also be happy that Kendrick is just saying your name. It was more so of a shout out. Don't say nothing. Like, the other people that he said names, I just want them to know, everybody didn't catch a stray. I think the only person caught a stray was J. Cole and maybe 40, maybe Drake's grandmother, his producer, and his dad. But other than that, no one else caught a stray. Don't say nothing. This is not the time. Don't mix this beef up. Don't confuse it anymore. Then Drake talks about in his Drop and Give Me 50 diss track that he talked about Kendrick split. Then Kendrick goes on to say, you're talking about splits, but you signed to a nigga who signed to a nigga that signed to a nigga that signed to that nigga. And speaking of that and who he was signed to, I just want to say real quick, Kendrick also shouted out Top Dog, like, Top Dog, what the fuck is wrong with these niggas? That is good to know that him and Top Dog are on good terms. I never thought that Kendrick and Top Dog and Kendrick and TDE had a beef. They have done great things together. I think Kendrick just simply wanted to do his own thing. He has his right to do that and establish his own label and brand and branch out and all the yada yada yada. I think that is a relationship that, you know, is good. It never seemed like there was any issues. But yeah, Drake, that was a crazy line because you are in fact signed to Wayne, that's signed to Baby, but you also kind of signed to Jay Prince, and then you also assigned to a label. Like, you signed to a lot of shit. That splits bar was crazy. More splits than a cheerleader. Okay. He talked about how you think I'm finna be calling people, trying to get tea on you, like rap is my life. Nigga, I have a son raised, but you don't know nothing about that. Pusha T talked about him hiding a child. Now Kendrick is talking about him just not being a good dad. I really hope Drake is fathering that boy and reminding him that, son, you are 1/4 African American. Apparently Drake sent out the cease and desist over like that, which is funny because also Rick Ross was telling that you sent out a cease and desist to French Montana. Drake, are you dissing people and then sending them cease and desist? That's not how any of this works. Niggas don't do that. Catch your fade, come outside. 20v1, this is 1v20. If I gotta smack the niggas that's right for you. So he talks about like the fact that you got ghostwriters, then go into saying, am I battling ghosts or am I battling AI? You did the AI, the Ghost of Tupac thing, but also the fact that you have ghostwriters. Then the Haley Joel Osment bar where it's like, I feel like I'm Haley Joel Osment, which is funny because he was in a movie called AI. Also The Sixth Sense, and Kendrick talked about how his sixth sense is telling him to end this nigga, and he went on to talk about his Canadian accent. Crody femdom, don't talk about the femdom, Crody. What is a Crody? I was meaning to look that up. I don't feel like looking that up. Then the end of the song, we don't wanna hear you say nigga no more. Stop. And that is the 6-minute Euphoria diss track. I don't even know what to do with myself. That really sent me for a loop today. Also, I thought Kendrick wasn't going to respond because I felt like Drake's diss tracks were so ridiculous that he is spiraling. Kendrick is right. It is coming off like he is spiraling. I've been very concerned for Drake over the last couple of years. The hair choices, him, you know, For All the Dogs record, saying that he got a Birkin for every woman that he was supposed to marry, or was it a ring? It's just some weird, interesting choice of actions going on here. I say all that to say, let's go into the mood section. This is why it's important to go to therapy and heal your trauma and insecurities, because at the end of the day, all of this is stemming from insecurities. What we are seeing come of the great rapper Drake is a series of deep-rooted insecurities that he had no time to ever face, because as soon as he got out of high school or college or as soon as he got out of Degrassi, he became a popular, world-renowned, international superstar that we all knew and loved as Drake. And then he got pushed into the hip-hop community, and not the conscious hip-hop community, the club section, bottles, all the girls, all the women, drug, sex, rock and roll. This is why I feel like it is so important for people in the music industry. If you are an artist, and like, no funny shit, I'm being dead ass serious. If you are an artist and you want to make it in the music industry, the shit is going to crumble and fall if you, in your heart and in your mind, if you're not okay. Like, yes, use the things that you've gone through, the heartbreaks and the vulnerabilities and the insecurities and the trauma. Like, yes, talk about that. Like, you should discuss these things. But if you don't get it in check, if you don't go talk to that lady, you're going to end up looking nuts at the end of it all. You can obtain all the money in the world, all the fame in the world, all the notoriety in the world, but your insecurities are still going to seep out from your pores, as well as you now have this huge ego that no one wants to check because everyone around you is benefiting from you having this ego. So they're now your yes men, and you are acting out in ways that isn't really authentic to who you are as a person. Go heal. Go talk to that lady or that man. Like, if you feel like you need a male therapist, go get you one. I am a person who was always like, I want a black female therapist. I want a black female therapist. Well, now I have a black male therapist, and we're actually doing very great work together. So I say all that to say, have I outgrown rap music? To go back to the initial question, in some ways, yes. In some ways, no. I'm still a nigga from Motown. Period. I'm still from the streets. I understand and I get certain aspects of hip hop and rap beef that are there. I love it. I think that it's a beautiful genre, but at the same time, a lot of it is smoke and mirrors. As you get older, you just kind of realize there's just a lot of acting going on. Not to get too deep, but basically there's a lot of puppeteering. This is what you have, a lot of people, powers that be with money, who are saying, this is what I want to portray of your people, and this is what we're going to put out there to the masses. And this is the most lucrative thing. And yeah, so in certain ways, I've outgrown the smoke and mirrors of rap music. I'm just here to have a good time. I do not want to hear nothing about you niggas saying y'all gonna shoot people. No, you're not. You're not. Most of you are just gonna get someone else to do it. Why are you shooting people? You're rich now. Like, why are you start doing hood booger shit when you are rich? You're rich now. Like, go invest in a business. Why are you still doing this? I understand with Kendrick responding because, once again, they going toe to toe, but at the end of the day, it's just like, what are we really talking about here? Like, what's really the root? What is the resolution? What is the end goal? And so that part of rap music, I am like kind of outgrown, but the part of just like the lyricist of it all, the creativity, I love that. I think I'm going to always love that about rap music. I think I've grown tired of rap music as what it has been. Yes, let's start shaming niggas for not taking care of their kids. Can we do that? Can we make that a thing? Like, can we start shaming niggas? Like, you don't take care of your son, you a bitch. Like, let's talk about that, okay? But also, let's talk about, like, being yourself. Just be who you are for your pride. Oh, speaking of for your pride, yeah, there was a jab in there saying, I don't think you like girls. And the girls have been saying that for a long time. No homophobia. However, that's not none of my business. That's neither here nor there. I do not know what Drake's sexuality is. Be free, king. Be free. But once again, be yourself. If you want to be an artist, and if you want to be an artist that go far, be yourself. Be authentic to who you are. Do not create this character and then try to be this character. Be you. Be you. Because you'll have all this money and then just be miserable. And we keep seeing it over and over and over again. What, you think you're going to do something different? No, be yourself. So, jam of the week. I have a few jams of the week. I do you wrong, you real good. I do right for wrong, cause I wanna make it. $1 million baby. I love that song. I think that might be the song of the summer. If not the song of the summer, it's definitely the song of the spring. It's starting to get hot outside, and that song makes me want to put on less and go out more. There's New Normani. Love it. Haven't listened to it yet because I kind of like, I was excited to listen to her for a while. She kind of went ghost, and I think we ended up finding out it's for good reason, like some things she was dealing with, things personally. Girl, I'm so happy for you that you took the break and you did things you need to do to get yourself together. I'll listen to that song and I'll tell you how I feel about it next week. But if y'all go out and listen to new Normani, Tim's dropped, Vanessa Williams dropped, and I actually did listen to that. And that's a cute little song. She's 60 and stuff, talking about how she still got her legs. She said, I might be 60, but I'm still dancing. And she looked cute in the video. The stylist did a good job of making sure she looked age appropriate. Like, it was fun. It was fun. Y'all should go listen to it. Hey, Vanessa girl. I wonder if Lion Babe wrote it. Do y'all know that Lion Babe is Vanessa Williams' daughter? And JT dropped Okay. And she gave us a video. She gave us visuals. Let me just say, JT, I'm so proud of you, girl. The fact that, like, the way you're touring, and I love how your tour is in clubs. It feels up close and personal. It feels fun, like you are touching the people. You 3 for 3 right now. Like every time JT drops a verse, a song, it turns into fucking gold. I'm so happy for her. I thought the video was cool. It wasn't your average like strip club video. Fun girl, fun times. I'm pretty as a motherfucking host be looking okay. And I was down bad, but now bitch okay. Like, yeah, positive. But shout out to JT. I love that song. Great song. Run it up. Definitely run up JT. Definitely run up Tony Richmond. I'm really excited to see what else he's going to be coming with. Brent Faiyaz did his big one signing him. But those are all the jams of the week. I know earlier I did kind of hop on the moods topic a little soon because of the topic of discussion with the Drake beef. And it was basically just going to be discussing loneliness in the music industry. I'll probably tap back to that later. Because it is Mental Health Awareness Month. So all the topics this month will be centered, of course, on mental wellness, which they always are, but we're going to do a little extra splash for this month because I really am very, very, I made a rap beef about mental wellness. Like, I'm very passionate about the shit because I really want people to be well, especially our artists. They make the music of our lives. Like, they deserve to be well, not like, yes, financially, but also mentally and spiritually. And at the end of the day, I do hope that for Drake. I think that he has a lot of shit going on. I don't know. I just really feel for him in a sense. Like, not necessarily feel bad for him. But yeah, it does seem like throughout the years, since the beginning of his career, he's had a lot of deep-seated insecurities that he has never gotten a chance to really deal with. And he needs to go deal with those, and I wish him well on that journey. And there's a lot of different ways Drake could go at this point. Like, Drake does not need to drop another diss. Like, Drake does not need to drop another diss. Drake needs to stop. Drake needs to go heal. I said all that to say, everyone, please take care of yourselves and each other. No. I love all of you guys, and see y'all next week. Bye.